All right. Today we are going to mix a vocal from scratch. I have a project. I've mixed it before, but I have to rip off everything and then we have to mix it from scratch. So, if you somebody that's kind of looking for a way to mix your vocals and you're struggling with it, please stay tuned and watch to the end. You might learn one or two tricks that you can be using to mix your vocal very easily. This tutorial is going to be very simple. We are going to attend to the lead vocals and the background vocals. At the same time, we are going to attend to the beats and balancing of everything. I'm on my headphones, so I don't know. Certain decisions that I might make might not be too accurate, but I'll try as much as possible to make sure this mix come out good. So without wasting time, let's listen to the song a little bit. It might be very not good, but we'll make it sound good.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hún dú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fàdà mi, nothing dey bother me.
All right, so that's the mix. I will mute the beat. Let's listen. We have to make this whole vocal sounds amazing.
You fit no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nẹ̀, ngbòdú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fàdà mi, nothing dey bother me.
Yeah, that's the vocal. I recorded this vocals with Behringer C1 mic running into is it Bed Singer 2 or 2 HD sound card. It's not really that kind of sound card they will recommend you to record, but I recorded this with it. So let's start by mixing. What I did here first on the vocals was auto-tune. I've added auto-tune because I can't go over adding the auto-tune, but yeah, it was already there. I've ripped off almost everything on the mix, but only the auto-tune. I keep it because that's gonna take me a little time to go through. So let me quickly add the auto-tune on the one that I mistakenly removed it. So I'm just going to copy the same settings here. All right, so F major, all right, blah 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 is the same. So I'm just going to put F major here, and then we'll first of all mix the lead vocal, and then we'll go for the background. So I've already created a group. If you don't know how to create a group on Keybase, I can do a video for that. I don't know, I've already make a video regarding to that, but not in detail. I think made it with other videos, so I might specifically do that. But yeah, so I've created a group, and then if you look at it, all the vocals have been routed to group 1, which is the lead vocal. So let's start mixing.
You fit no get today, tomorrow can't.
So if you observe, there is a background noise. So the first thing we'll do, NS1. First add NS1. Since it is a stereo track group, I'm adding stereo. So let's listen.
Can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe.
All right, around 20 it is. Okay, I think I should on a little bit of mastering since the vocals are a bit low. So let's just gain a little bit.
Abuna ṣe.
All right. Although this might give me a kind of tough time to mix, but
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of.
all right, now we add more stuff now. So let's listen with the beats.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you.
All right, so we are going to take the beat a little bit down again, like minus 6 dB.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words.
All right, so the second thing that I like to do most of the time, let's add a compressor. So let's add a compressor. Yeah. So on this compressor, we are trying to control the vocals a bit before further processing. So let's just mute the beats.
Tomorrow can't fit be for you.
So let's keep the attack around. I like to use from 2, 3 to 5, but this compressor, let's keep it around 2, maybe 2, yeah.
Some call am
Let's bring the
words of wisdom.
how I like to set the threshold. I like to look at the meter and where the vocal is hitting. That's where I put the threshold. So let's say
Tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
I think the vocal is hitting around that minus 25, 2025. So I will just keep it at that range, and then let's set the threshold.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth.
So we keep the threshold around 3.
You feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you.
So if you observe, the vocal is already well controlled. So let's add some gain.
You feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of you feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dúdú ẹ̀tẹ̀. No get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of
More gain. Let's gain it like 7 dB or so. So let's listen again.
you no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am you no get today, tomorrow.
All right. So now the next thing we have to do is EQ. We have to use equalizer. So let's just look for one of my favorite EQ. Let's try something. The Nectar 4 EQ. I would have used the Fab Filter Pro Q, but for this case, let's use the next Nectar 4. So this EQ, what we are doing, we are going to take off a little bit of the lows, and then the a little bit of high boost. So I'm going to try use something like add body preset here, and then we might adjust it to our taste. Remember, I told you mixing is not about how complex you can do it, but how good the result will be.
You fit no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but
So I'm going to cut down this place a little bit. This frequency is kind of making the vocal boxy.
I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dúdú.
So I can even make it dynamic so that it also compresses as it cuts.
ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nẹ̀, ngodu kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe ọjọ́ she father me, nothing dey bother me, rip to ata me, long life to grandpa me and grandma me, one love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah I'm sorry, I still dey pray make na last for me, Jesu Christi.
Yeah, so it's kind of compressing while it is, cutting. So let's listen.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe. You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of.
All right, this is cool, but then there is more we can still do. I can still hear some boxiness on the vocals. So the second thing, the next thing we are going to do is to add a multi-band compressor. And on this multi-band compressor, we are going to use some presets here, but I like to start with this, and then we are just going to control the vocal more. So the low end is what I'm targeting because there is a little boxiness. You can hear it. So let's roll off.
Abunashe.
Sorry. Let's roll off the whole of this area.
Hey, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom.
Yeah, this is not bad. Let's listen to this.
But I call am.
This frequency is nice, but sometimes at the same time, it spoil your vocals a lot.
Today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nì, ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nì. Ngodu kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe ń. Ọjọ́ ṣì fádà mi.
Alright, so
Nothing dey bother me. Dream to after me. Don't have to grandpa me and grandma me.
so now on the beats we can add an EQ, which is a Pro Q tray or so I like to use. Let's create a little space, a little EQ on the beat to give more room for the vocal.
Bother me, dream to after me. Don't have to grandpa me and grandma me. All up to my mommy, my big mommy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see they pray me not last for me. Jesus Christ, Calvary, my jaro.
So we are going to carve a little space because the beat is getting too crazy. This beat is ripped from TikTok or so. I think the guy needed to use it to do some kind of freestyle for social media.
To grandpa me and grandma me. All up to my mommy, my big mommy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see they pray me not last for me. Jesus Christ, Calvary, my jaro. Telling me how to live my life. Now so that they do. We figure that they fan and no rocker. Make we no see for Odu. You better stop talking and start working.
Okay, I think it kind of sound nice there.
You feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. So now let's ride on.
You feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but
So if you observe, there's still more to do on the vocal on the EQ. So let's go back here. Now it's cutting up to 60. I think I'll cut up to 100 just to take more of the rumbles off the vocal.
you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
Okay.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of.
Okay. Now the next thing we have to do is let's add another compressor, which is the RVox. Let's just add RVox. Or no, let's not use RVox. Let's use the CLA 76. CLA 76. So we have to use the CLA 76. Where is the sorry? I think I should just go to waves, then go to dynamics, then look for the CLA. All right. So let's load the CLA and then let's work with the CLA. Turn off the sorry. I mistakenly pushed the trim. I'm not supposed to. All right, let's turn off the noise and then let's listen.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words.
All right.
No get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of.
So let's add a little bit of fast attack. Let's see how it goes.
You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nì, ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nì. Ngodu kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe ń. Ọjọ́ ṣì fádà mi, nothing dey bother me. Trip to after me, don't have to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my.
So this compressor work in a little bit of opposite way. So I think 7 peaks more than the low. So I'm using a little bit of high attack so that it can grab the vocal fast.
You no get today, tomorrow.
So let's listen with a bit.
You fit no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hún dún.
So if you observe, this compressor is bringing back the wall of the vocal into your face, and I think I like the way it sounds like this. So we are just going to leave it and not doing anything crazy here. So let's listen to this side.
Just she father me, nothing dey bother me. Rip to atta me, don't laugh to grandpa.
All right, that's good. So let's add another EQ, and this EQ we are going to try to um, get some more, correction for the vocal. So let's add a Pro Q tray. And mind you, everything I'm doing here is not drastic. Most of the time, people um will be like, "Oh, you use a lot of plugins," but no, you have to use the plugins in a way that you don't do too much in one plugin, and everything will work together. That's it. So we are going to now give the vocal more brightness by taking some frequencies off here.
Nothing dey bother me. Rip to atta me, don't laugh to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mom.
So
My mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I still dey pray may na last for me. Jesu Christi Calvary, Majarogun Satani. Telling me how to live my life. Na so that they do. We figure that they fane and no rocka. Make we no see for Odu. You better stop talking and start working. Brother, do what you should. People go hate if you bad or you good. You better do what you could.
okay, so I'm noticing something on some part of the vocal.
My mommy, one love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I still dey pray may na last for me. Jesu Christi Calvary, Majarogun Satani. Telling me how to live my. Na so that they do. We figure that they fane and no rocka.
So if you observe, I'm doing more of correction with that EQ.
You fit no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe. You no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you.
Yeah, the vocal is sounding nice. It's sounding nice, but we can't just leave it here. We have to do some effecting and stuff. So I think I still need a little bit more of high end from the vocal. So let's add fresh air. Yeah. Then let's play around with it, and then I'm going to.
If you no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. If you no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words.
All right, this is not bad at all. So let's add the a DSR. Mostly the DSR is the last thing. Sometimes I keep on my chain, my vocal chain, so that the vocal will be controlled.
No get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní kò dú kẹ̀dẹ̀. Ìyá ṣe ọjọ́ she father me, nothing dey bother me.
All right, so let's effect the vocal. What I like to do is to create a reverb send, but for this tutorial I want to experiment something different. So let's add Valhalla straight to the vocal track, and then let's play around with it. I'm just trying something different this time. So let's turn down the mix very low, then we'll start working on the reverb.
You no get to.
Sorry. So the reverb.
Get today, tomorrow, can't feel before you.
So this reverb is too much, so let's bring it down to like 2. Like 2.
Before you.
Let's cut the low to around, oh, maybe around 600 hertz. Then let's cut uh the high to like 6K. All right.
Some call am west of we.
We are going to still adjust the reverb, but let's first listen with the beat.
Get today, tomorrow, can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbòdú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fada mi, nothing dey bother me. Dream to ata me, don't have to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I see they pray me na last for me. Jesus Christ.
So we have to just do
Today, tomorrow.
a little mathematics for the reverb, since we want the reverb to be more accurate. So let's do a little mathematics. So let's just use 60,000, which they normally use, divided by 112, which is the time of the beat, and then we have this, so divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, maybe that's 66.9 divided by 2 again. That should be around 33.4. So let's try like 33.4. So
tomorrow can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbòdú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fada mi, nothing dey bother me. Trip to ata me, don't have to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I see they pray me na last for me. Jesus Christ, Calvary, Majarokun Satani. Telling me how to live my life. Now so that they do, we figure that they.
Alright, so let's listen with the beat.
You no get today, tomorrow, can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ trip to ata me, don't have to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I see they pray me na last for me. Jesus Christ.
Alright, that's pretty much this. So let's add a delay. I don't know, I'm doing something different, so I'm going to add a delay. You should use send, but in this case I felt like, oh, let me experiment. It's been long I haven't mixed like this. I normally mix with send delay and send reverb, but yeah, I just decided let me go back to the old school way for the sake of this tutorial. So yeah, let's insert the delay. So we are going to add a classic ping pong here. Let's turn off the noise. We don't need noise. All right, then where is the wet? Let's turn back the wet a little bit so we can blend in the delay.
Tomorrow can't feel before you. Some.
Okay, let's listen.
Tomorrow can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní. Today, tomorrow can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom. Today, tomorrow can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am tomorrow can't feel before you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbòdú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe ọjọ́ she father me nothing dey bother me rip to ata me long love to grandpa me and grandma me one love to my mommy.
Alright, so the lead vocal is already sounded nice. It's already sound nice, but I'm still trying to look for the balancing between the delay.
Tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am west of we.
Alright, so this okay, so this is it. So we have our delay, our reverb, and then we have all the stuff that we put on the vocal to make the vocal sounds cool. This is very fast, so we have to work on the lead, the background vocal, and the effect vocal. So there is this effect vocal that is on the. So this one we have to use certain stuff. So let's add.
As if give God glory, we dey match January to March, big cash.
I felt this particular one, I want to drown it with reverb. So I'll add Valhalla straight to it. I want this one to be drawn with reverb because there is an effect I'm going for. So let's listen.
As if give God glory.
Yeah, this is the effect I'm going for. So let's listen.
January to March, big cash, yeah. You feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbòdú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe ọjọ́ she father me nothing dey bother me rip to ata me long love to grandpa.
Okay, so I'm still going to work more on this.
Father me.
Okay, let me cut the I.
Father me.
Okay.
Father me. Nothing dey bother me. Rip to ata me.
Alright, this is what I'm trying to get.
January to March, big cash, yeah. You feel no get today, tomorrow.
So I'm cutting a lot of low from this reverb.
Nothing dey bother me. Rip to ata me. Long love to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see they pray when I last for me. Jesus Christ, Calvary, Majaro, Satani. Telling me.
Alright, that's cool. So this effect here.
Calvary, Majaro, Satani.
Yeah, cool. I want to cut a little bit more on the low end for this one. I already add the little EQ. I forget to bypass it, but it's not really affecting the vocal that much. So now let's listen. So that's a nice
Telling me how to live my life. Now so that they do. We figure that they fane and no rocker. Make we no see for do. You better stop talking and start working. But I do what you should. People go hate if you bad or you good. You better do what you could.
Alright, so cool. So we are pretty much done with the lead vocal and a little bit of the ad libs there.
You feel no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of.
You can see the mix I'm using here, very, very low mix. You see, okay, I'm inserting the reverb direct to the mix, so I have to be very, very careful with the signal I'm sending to the vocal. I think this minus 14% is okay for the vocal, so it doesn't overpower the vocal and the vocal get lost in the mix. So let's listen again, then we'll go to the background voices.
Today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abunashe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbòdú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe ọjọ́ she father me, nothing dey bother me. Rip to ata me.
All right. So this a mixing from scratch, and we have gone so far. I try to make sure this is as fast as possible in order not to waste time. You see, so I don't normally mix this fast. Sometimes I take time because I have to experiment a lot. But for this now, so let's go to the background voices.
Abunashe.
So the background voices have already um uh panned them. So we'll add an S1 because I'm trying to do this in a way that every most of the time people used to say, oh, we are not getting um how do we put mix the background voice, how do we do this, how do we do that. A lot of time we are focused on the lead vocal, but yeah, the background voices also have some unique ness on them.
Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
Yeah, so these are the background voices, and now what I'm going to do here is that I already have a template here, and I might just pull that here, but no, let's mix them separately so that we get different vibes. So first of all, let's add our compressor on them. You know, background voices, you don't need to do too crazy because you don't want them to be too powerful that they overpower your lead vocal, but you want them to give feels.
Abunashe.
So I'm bringing down the threshold around the same, then compress more a little bit. So let's add the ratio around 4, then put the attack around 2, and then let's listen.
Abunashe.
All right, we add a little gain.
Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ni.
All right, this is cool. So let's listen with the vocal.
Abunashe. Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ni. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ni. Ngbodú kẹ̀dẹ̀.
All right. All right, so let's now walk further. Let's just add an EQ this time around. Let's use the next Nectar 4 EQ. So let's use the Nectar 4 EQ, and then let me just use a preset called um airy vocal. So let me cut to like 100 here. Let me change the Q. All right, yeah, this is okay. So let's listen what is doing.
Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
So if you observe, let's bypass it.
Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
With it,
Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀.
yeah, it's taking off a little bit of the low end information so that we have more space for the low vocal to sit, the lead vocal to sit. So
Abunashe. Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀.
if you observe, they are working together very well. So there is a room for the lead vocal to sit fat in your face, and then the background vocal is just surrounding it. So I've panned them. I panned some left, some right, some little bit percentage differences here and there, just to give you that feel of surrounding to give that stereo feel. So after this,
Abunashe. Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
normally I don't do much on my background vocals, to be honest. Even just this is okay. The next one I'll just add effect. So let's just go straight to the point. Let me just add C6, and then let's see what we can do. There are background presets here. I think let's see if we like some, but I don't like to do crazy stuff for my vocal.
Abunashe. Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ni.
This is not bad, but it's taking off the information, natural feel that I want the vocals to have, the tone of his voice.
Ngbodú kẹ̀dẹ̀.
Yeah, this sounding like him, sounding like the double voices that we are recorded.
Abunashe.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just to give it more.
Ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
Yeah, this mid frequency, I'll just compress it a little bit.
Ṣe. Ẹ̀hùn dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ni. Ngbodú kẹ̀dẹ̀. Ìyá ṣe ń wẹ̀.
All right. So let's listen.
abúnáṣe abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe.
So yeah, I don't want to add anything crazy. So let's put RVox, and what I'm going to use the RVox to do is to just give the vocal a little gain. I don't want to use the CLA in terms of adding uh, compression that will make it aggressive. So let's just compress it.
abúnáṣe abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe. ọjọ́ ṣì fàdà mi.
Alright, so yeah, like this. Let's
abúnáṣe abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀.
Yeah, that's good. So what else? Let's go straight to uh effect. So I don't mix this way, but I'm mixing this way for the sake of this tutorial. I just want it to be easy. So doubler 4. Let's add doubler 4, and then what are we going to do with the doubler 4? Let's use the doubler 4 that has 4 voices. The doubler 4 is from Waves, by the way. So let's use this one. Let's keep it this way. Let's not cut too much. So let's off the middle voice. Let's on the 4 side voices, and let's listen.
abúnáṣe abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ọjọ́.
So I'll bypass this and you hear what it's doing. Let's off it.
abúnáṣe
Let's on it.
abúnáṣe.
What is going on there is that it's just mirroring the voices to be more plenty, like more voices on it. So we off the center voice here. So the center voice that will be in the middle of our head is off. So it's just spreading everything to left, right, and giving it more stereo imaging.
abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe.
Alright, that's it.
ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe.
So I'm already feeling like S's are coming up because of the doubler. So let's add the SR, then we are going straight to adding reverb and some stuff, and then we are good to go.
abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe.
Alright, so it's just caching those S's.
abúnáṣe abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe. ọjọ́ ṣì fàdà mi, nothing dey bother me, rip to ata mi. abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe.
Alright, so let's throw in reverb straight. Not wasting time, mind you. I'm trying to make sure this video is not too long because we are trying to take a mixing from scratch to the end, and that is not something we can just do as fast as possible, but with the help of tools, yeah, we can achieve that. So I'm cutting a lot of low from the reverb. Let's experiment, then we'll fit the reverb.
abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní.
So this need more reverb. Yeah.
gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀.
So let's use the same timing. Yeah, I think 33.40 that we use on the listing based on our calculation on the first reverb on the lead vocal.
abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe.
All right, so let's just listen. I don't know how good it my sound.
abúnáṣe abúnáṣe ọjọ́ kìí ṣe ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀ ní gbójú kẹ̀dẹ̀ ìyá ṣe. ọjọ́ ṣì fàdà mi, nothing dey bother me, rip to ata mi. Turn love to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I still dey pray when I last for me. Jésù Kristi Calvary, májàrókun Sátánì. Telling me how to live live my life. Na so dem dey do, we figure that day. Abola must of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nẹ̀.
All right, that's pretty much. Let me check the time. Oh, 40. Yeah, that's pretty much how we can approach fast way of mixing. So I can be able to bypass everything and will listen. And yeah, on my master, I have something. Yeah, which is the what is it called? Or the master desk on, and yeah, I've put the master desk here by brain works, and yeah, I added EQ here, but we are not on the mastering, so let's just listen again.
We no get today, tomorrow come.
All right, so let me play from this beginning, then let's go through the whole mix, and then let's see whether it sounds good or not, because I'm on headphone and this is a bit quick for me, though, because I'm trying to explain. I'm still doing it.
Story, story, okay. Story, story, okay. Story, story. I say give that story to March, January to March. Big cash, yeah. You fit no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nẹ̀, kò dú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fada mi, nothing dey bother me. Rip to ata me, long life to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I still dey pray make na last for me. Jesu Christi Calvary, Majarogo Satan. Telling me how to live my life. Na so dem dey do. We figure that day fane and oroka. Make we no see for odu. You better stop talking and start working. Brother, do what you should. People go hate if you bad or you good. You better do what you could.
All right, so that's the mix we ended up with. So everything was like this. So let me bypass all the effects that I have used, that we can get the vocals raw. So everything was like this.
No get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nẹ̀, kò dú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fada mi, nothing dey bother me.
So sorry, from this we were able to turn it to sound like this. Like this.
You fit no get today, tomorrow can't fit be for you. Some call am words of wisdom, but I call am words of truth. Abuna ṣe, ọjọ́ kìí ṣe, ẹ̀hún dú ẹ̀tẹ̀nẹ̀, kò dú kẹ̀dẹ̀, ìyá ṣe. Ọjọ́ ṣì fada mi, nothing dey bother me. Rip to ata me, long life to grandpa me and grandma me. One love to my mommy, my big mommy, yeah, I'm sorry. I still dey pray make na last for me. Jesu Christi Calvary, Majarogo Satan.
All right, so please do like, comment, tell me what you think. If you have watched this video to this point, tell me what you have learned, tell me what you have grabbed, and then subscribe if you're new. All we do on this channel is music, so we do a lot about music, vocal mixing, beats making and stuff. So please join the family, subscribe, like, and share if you know that it's going to help someone out there. And I appreciate for all the people who have been subscribing, commenting, and supporting the channel. I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.